welcome back to another episode. So what we're actually gonna do, as we kind of spoke about last episode, is give you advice all about business and branding and mindset whilst drinking some fine drinks. So today we're actually drinking Ballantine's Scotch, which, if you didn't know, their actual tagline is empowering people to believe in themselves. So I'm not sure if that's a reference for once you drink Scotch, you believe in yourself more, but I really like their ethos. And what we're actually gonna be doing today is talking about how to make more sales in your business. So Scotch and sales is what we're talking about today. If you like the video, I would very much appreciate it if you gave it a big thumbs up. And of course, if you're new here, then consider subscribing. I put new videos out every Tuesday and Saturday. So what I wanted to talk about today was really how to go about making more sales in your business. Every single time I reach out to my audience, I ask, what are you kind of struggling with in your business at the moment? And the two most common things is finding clients and making sales. Before I actually go into talking about how to make more sales in your business, there's two kinds of things that I want to discuss about why you might not be making sales. I think when we can actually understand why we're not making sales, then it's a lot easier to put a plan together to kind of flip that switch. So the first reason why you might not be making enough sales or getting enough clients in your business is because you're just not marketing in the right places. I see so many people putting so much effort into all of these marketing strategies and their social media campaigns, but they're just not doing it to the right audience or in the right place. And the second reason is they might be in the right place and they might be speaking to the right audience, but they're just not using the right messaging, the right story, or the right communication method to really empower that audience to take action, i.e., purchase their products or sign on as clients. The good thing is the solution for both is research. If you are not in the right place to be speaking to your clients, if you're kind of missing the mark of where your audience is, then you can do more research to figure out exactly where your target audience is hanging out. Where are they spending their time? What type of content are they consuming? And you go and you be there with that type of content and speak to that audience. I love all of the, kind of be everywhere advice, but at the end of the day, if you've got a specific niche and you know exactly who your niche are, you need to be where they are hanging out in order to actively be able to effectively sell to them. Now, the next part on that, of course, is, if you're not speaking correctly to your audience, actually providing to them the stories that they need to put them into the right state to actually purchase from you, then you're not gonna make sales either. And again, the way in which you can change that is by doing more research, actually spending time speaking to your audience. I'm surprised, actually, I'm bewildered by how many people actually go about starting businesses. They build this website, they launch all of these amazing products, and they have yet to speak to one single person within their audience. All of your messaging on your website, your social media, how you craft your story, how you sell your products, it should all be based on the information that is fed back to you because of the conversations that you've had with your audience. You should be consistently out there speaking to people within your target market and figuring out exactly where they are, where they want to be, and then what you can do is actually craft a way in which you can get them there. If you don't know the type of language that your audience are using to describe their problem or the solution that they desire to have, then you're gonna miss the mark on being able to emotionally target them and ultimately sell to them. It's really, really important that you know specifically everything that your audience is desiring out of life and all the things that they are struggling with, because that is how you sell your products. I don't care if you're selling $5,000 coaching packages, Scotch, or toothpaste. At the end of the day, knowing exactly what your audience is looking for is how you sell to them eventually. So when it comes to actually selling more within your business and actually selling to your audience, the first thing you really need to consider is the buyer's journey, right? There's a journey that a buyer will go on before they actually make that conversion, purchase from you, and become a customer or a client. Now, what that kind of looks like is the first stage is the awareness stage. This is where they are really just finding you. They maybe found you through a piece of content because you're in the right spot, remember, and you've got the right messaging, remember, because of all of your research. And you've got all this great content specifically talking to that one person about that one specific problem that they have, and they're gonna really find you. Now from there, they'll move into the research stage. And what they're actually going to do in this stage is further research specifically what it is that you do and how you can potentially help them. Now, in order to be effective in this stage, you really need to make sure, A, you're being consistent with showing up, because throughout this research stage, they might also be researching other people, remember? And if you're there with that one piece of content, maybe that one opt-in or that one Facebook ad, but then, you know, Susie Jane over here is showing up each and every single day, who do you think is going to be front of mind? Susie Jane, of course. So you want to be there with consistent content and with extremely targeted messaging, you know, on your website, with your emails, however you're speaking to that customer and nurturing that relationship. You want to make sure that, again, you know exactly what their problem is, you know the language that you're using it to describe that problem, you know where they want to be, and you can speak to them. Now within this stage, this is where you really want to make sure you're sharing your own story as well. You know, women really buy from an emotional perspective rather than a logical one. And when they feel like they can connect with you because you've been vulnerable and you've shared your story, and they can see themselves in your shoes, then that's going to really help them in the decision-making stage. So when they are actually thinking about, okay, it's time for me to purchase, whether it is this scotch, whether it is that $5,000 coaching package, I am ready to make a decision. And who am I going to make it based upon? They're going to make it based upon the person that they feel, A, they align with most, and B, they feel that can help them. To really help along this decision-making part of the journey, sharing your results and sharing your testimonials is really going to help that sale. Social proof is a huge part of making sales. And this is why I always am advising people, if you don't have any experience when you're starting your business in a service-based business, you should be working for free to gain up that social proof. You know, if you're a photographer, you want to show a portfolio of work that you've done and testimonials for clients. If you are a coach, you want to be showing the work and the results that you've got from other people. If you are some type of fitness instructor, people want to know that you have successfully helped people to get to their fitness goals before. And again, you know, it's kind of the chicken or the egg situation that most of us fear when we're graduating university. How do you get experience when you want to get a job when all of the jobs want you to have experience? It's the same in a service-based entrepreneurial business. And the way you do that is you work for free. So in that decision-making stage, you really want to be showing all of those kind of testimonials and sharing all of the things that you've been able to do for other people before, because that, with your own story, will help them to make that decision. And then obviously the stage following that is where they love you and they've decided to become a customer of yours. Well done. So smooth. So just the last piece of advice, and this is some really, really great sales advice that I got way earlier in my career before I even started my business, is ultimately the way to make a sale is that the perceived... What was that? One of those eyes just literally like popped in my face. So anyway, as I was saying, the advice that I got is the perceived value must always be greater than the perceived cost. So if you want to really close a sale, if you want to make a sale, if you want to make more sales in your business, you have to be effectively communicating to your audience, to your customers, to your potential customers, the benefits and the outcomes that they are going to receive, and make that way more, give it more weighting than the potential loss for them. And obviously in this circumstance, the potential loss for them is time and money. If they, in their mind, can perceive that the potential outcome that they will receive from purchasing that product is going to outweigh whatever that cost may be, that is ultimately when you make a sale. And again, I'm just going to draw that back to the only way in which you can really do that is make sure that you know exactly what it is that they want, what's that outcome that they are striving for, how you can effectively communicate them to have an alignment of values with you yourself as the entrepreneur, and then at the end of the day be showing that social proof, showing them that you've done it before, and ultimately you can do it again with them. A big piece of this is obviously you have to be proactive with all of this. You have to be out there, you have to be putting yourself out there, you have to be consistent, you have to be creating content. In the beginning, sometimes it means cold leads. It means you actually reaching out to people and being like, hey, I've got this awesome business, I could help you, let me work with you for free. It's a lot of work, but at the end of the day, please, what I beg you to do is if you're not making sales in your business and you're not making any money, is to have a look at people who are and figure out specifically what they did at the beginning of their journeys. So I really hope that was helpful. I mean, sales is such an intricate topic and it's going to be so different for every single type of business, if you're a product business, an e-learning business, or a service-based business. But that was a kind of overview into some of the sales strategies that I use for my business and the kind of journey that I take on But just remember, it's all about relationship building. You have to be active, you have to put in the work. I know we all picture these ideas of a completely automated business, but it just doesn't look like that in the beginning. So go out there, build relationships, put yourself out there, share your story, know who your audience are, know how to speak to them, know how to share your results, and ultimately that's gonna help you to make more sales in your business. So that is it from me. I really hope that this was helpful. Please, as always, if you have any comments, then do leave them in. If you have any questions, please do leave them in the comments below. And I thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. I love Scotch. Scotch, Scotch, Scotch.